Thank goodness for Princess Anne. Thank goodness there's one member of the royal family with a bit of backbone. Now, I've always said that Princess Anne would make a better king than Charles would, because I really think Princess Anne is made of far sterner stuff, like her father, Prince Philip. She tells it as it is, and she is no nonsense. I think what you see is what you get, and she'll tell you how she feels. Because, let's face it, King Charles is a bit of a sissy, isn't he? He's all into this climate change nonsense, he talks to trees, and at one point he wanted to be Camilla's Tampax, remember that? Now, as we all know, the Ngozi Fulani episode, which happened a few months ago, threatened to put a real dampener on King Charles III's start to his reign. It seemed that the royal family had thrown their mother, the Queen's long-time friend and loyal servant and companion, Lady Susan Hussey, under the bus, all in the name of appeasing someone who clearly set her up. Someone who was invited to a cocktail party at Buckingham Palace in good faith. Someone who turned up there intent on causing trouble. We are in fact talking about Ngozi Fulani. She turned up at Buckingham Palace that evening wearing what she claims to be traditional African dress. It's likely that her target would have been high profile, like Camilla, who was there at the time, but instead had to make do with Lady Susan Hussey, probably because Camilla wouldn't give her what she wanted. And, of course, hard of hearing Lady Susan Hussey ask the question, where are you really from? And that was enough. That was enough for the race baiters, and the mainstream media bayed for her blood. And then Woke Willie and his dad, Charles, literally threw her under the bus, made her sit down for a humiliating talk with Ngozi Fulani, the so-called race victim, and then had to resign her post as whatever she did at Buckingham Palace. And she served the Queen and the royal family for 60-odd years, faithfully, honourably, for no money. She didn't get paid for it. And that was that. You would think that the race baiters had won, the mainstream media had finished eating their quarry, and Lady Susan Hussey's reputation and life destroyed, but not so, because to the rescue comes none other than Princess Anne. You see, it turns out Princess Anne realised she would not be able to attend the memorial service for a royal family friend. I'm not sure if she's related, but the name is Dame Frances Campbell Preston, and this was at the Royal Hospital in Chelsea. This was last week. So she turned to her mother, the late Queen's friend, for help. And of course, Lady Susan Hussey turned up, did the job, no fuss, no muss, no questions, no complaints. She just did it as a loyal friend would. Now, no doubt Woke Willie and his dad, King Charles, would have had a word with Princess Anne about this. But knowing what Princess Anne is like, she probably told the pair of them to fuck off. And good for her. It is good for the nation, I think, that a member of the royal family won't be told what to do by race baiters, and neither should we. We shouldn't allow these people to dictate how things go in this country. And I hope this really pisses on the bonfire of Ngozi Fulani and another TV personality here in the UK who is always crying racism and white supremacy, none other than Dr. Shola Moss. She was also baying for Lady Susan Hussey's blood. So I hope this really pisses on her fire and all. So there we go. Great news to end the weekend with. I hope you've had a great weekend. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel and sharing my stuff anywhere. And that's that. Until the next time, have a great day, look after yourselves, and Roger Trout.